as members of the Ministerial Advisory Committee on the performance of Team Nigeria at the 17th IWF World Championships in Doha. We express our profound gratitude for this recognition, sir. It is generally agreed that Nigeria's participation was less than impressive. Consequently, we were given the responsibility to examine the facts, establish the truth, and suggest measures to prevent a reoccurrence and to make recommendations for the way forward. We were given 1 week to carry out this assignment. That meant we had very many sleepless nights trying to compile this report. Sir, I most respectfully, on behalf of members of this committee, present 10 copies each of this report, which has been compiled in 3 volumes: the executive summary, the main report, and the verbatim report. We also have included an electronic copy of all the reports. Once again, sir, on behalf of members of this committee, I thank you most heartily for finding us worthy for this assignment. Nigerians have recognized your very significant pronouncements and actions in your few months as minister and are predicting a great future for sports in the country. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it all right? Another round of applause for the prof. I invite the Honorable Minister for his address. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Let me first apologize for coming late. I had an appointment to brief Mr. President on to get his support for some new policy initiatives for sports development. And I can say that we have his support, and we might be seeing some groundbreaking development in Nigeria's sports development in the next few months. But let me also quickly thank all those who have waited, particularly members of the press. I know Mondays are quite busy. I thank you for your patience, for being here. You are critical partners in the work we do here as a ministry, but also in the work we do as a country, reporting what's happening in a timely fashion. So I thank you for being here. Let me thank the management members of the ministry that are here. But most importantly, let me thank the members of this committee, each and every one of you. I thank you for your devotion, your commitment, your patriotism. When last night Mary sent me a message at almost 12 midnight, we just finished. I just imagined. And every other night, she sends me a message. We're just rounding up. So I know you had long hours and late nights. I thank you for that level of commitment on behalf of country. And I want to promise you that whatever you have put together here, the ministry will go through. The ministry will indeed make sure that we come up with an action plan, because we have a common singular purpose. That is to ensure that the development of sports, particularly with regards to athletics, does not suffer the fate it has suffered in the past. Repeatedly over the years, we have complained about the same thing, but we have gone forward, not fixing things, doing the same thing, and expecting a different result. This time, we want to do things differently and expect a better result. I see that this committee is a digital committee. Apart from long hours of vigil, It is also a digital committee, and that is interesting because you have this on flash drive, which also ties to one of our visions here to we have a digital youth Nigeria, DY.NG project. We live in a digital world. We also know that there's also digital sports now in terms of the digital equipment for training, etc. We're also aware there's VAR when you play football now. That's all part of the digital ecosystem. But let me say that, express again my very deep appreciation on behalf of the Ministry of Youth and Sport Development for your work. You ran a very tight schedule. It was deliberate that I decided to put you under the gun because I also knew you were capable people. You're veterans in your right. Everybody here, everybody, you can check their resume. They stand tall because they have served this country deservedly over the years. And I felt that we felt at the ministry at a time we really wanted a radical departure from what we had before. We should just go for some of our best minds to look at what is happening. Doha offered us an opportunity to do the kind of surgery that was needed. We had a choice to plaster over what happened in Doha, like we did previous times when we went for championships like this. But we decided to travel the road less traveled, to go for some kind of surgery. One, because Olympic Tokyo 2020 is in clear sight. Two, because we're determined to turn the page of sports development in this country. And it starts now. And that's why we went ahead. You enjoyed the full independence you needed. I made sure I never showed up. I never called anyone except my essay that just gave me a sense of timing, because I'll say, how is everyone? You say, we're fine. 11:30, we're just finishing. Beyond that, you enjoyed full independence. I caught a few of what you did on the pages of newspaper, and I thank the media because it gave me a sense that the committee was really working. Very often, 1 week is a very, very short time. But also, bringing together people that were knowledgeable, that were current with development. We didn't need to skirt around the mountain because the issues were there before us. The dramatists personnel were around in the country and in Abuja. You could just easily call them. And then we could get things started very quickly. So thank you for digging deep. I get a sense you have dug very deep from the people you interviewed, from the work you did, from the 3-part document you have submitted. So I thank you for your review and digging deep. Let me also say, when we talk about next level, this is what we mean about next level, to do things differently. And that there's no federation that is bigger than the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. We have supervisory right, we have oversight. On behalf of Nigerians, we appreciate the work of federations, but we will not exchange our oversight powers over any federation where we think that a federation is going wrong. And that is all in the interest of the country, in the interest of the sport, and in the interest of even the athletes who are in the sport. Doha, again, reminds us of 3 things. Reminds us that we can compete with the best in the world. That's one. Secondly, Doha reminds us that you only go to championships prepared with the best athletes, but also with the best administrators, those running the federation being at their best. And thirdly, Doha reminds us that when you fail to get your heart together, then you fail to win. These 3 lessons are important for the Olympics. And we think that with this report, we will turn the curve as we prepare for the Olympics. I know that in your terms of reference, you went beyond Doha. You looked at what had happened previously. because, like Chuna Chibo said, we must remember where the rain started to beat us. Before Doha, we had similar instances at championships and tournaments. We managed to patch them over, put band-aid over them, and then just moved on. But I think this offers us an opportunity to critically review what the issues are and be bold enough to take very critical steps forward. So let me assure you that your work will not go to waste. Your work will be evidential in the reforms we intend to bring to the entire sports administration in this country. And I'm sure that other federations will benefit from the strength of your work as we move forward. So once again, I thank you so much for your work. I think Nigerians also thank you for your work, because when you look at the glory that has come to this country when it comes to athletics, it's huge. When you look at the role of sports in politics and diplomacy, it's huge. And I think that this country, with its abundant talents, must pay attention to sports administration. The federations are our greatest strength. They serve as reservoir of talents. They serve as the places where these talents are developed over time. And ultimately, they help us to present the best to the world. So once again, I thank you so much for your work. And I hope at some point down the road, when we call upon you again to work with us, you will be very much willing to do so. I thank you so much.
Are we going to have a group photograph?
Yes, we can take it here, or we want it outside. Let's take it here.
Okay.
Let's take
Let's
it
start for group photograph.
here. Since there are just 6 in the committee members. Where do you want? Yeah, okay.